Hello students, welcome to a lecture series on non-conventional energy sources. This lecture is an introduction to energy source. The course overview, subject name is non-conventional energy sources. The subject code is 18ME651 and this course has 3 credits. The objectives of this course is to introduce the concepts of solar energy, its radiation, collection, storage and application. To introduce the concepts and applications of wind energy, biomass energy, geothermal energy and ocean energy as alternative energy sources. To explore society's present needs and demands of energy. To examine energy sources and systems including fossil fuels and nuclear energy, and then focus on alternate renewable energy sources such as solar, biomass, wind power, geothermal, etc. to get exposed to energy conservation methods. The outcomes of this course, at the end of the course, the student will be able to describe the environmental aspects of non-conventional energy resources in comparison with various conventional energy systems, their prospects and limitations. Know the need of renewable energy resources, historical and latest developments. Describe the use of solar energy and the various components used in the energy production with respect to applications like heating, cooling, desalination, power generation, drying, cooking, etc. Appreciate the need of wind energy and the various components used in energy generation and know the classification. Understand the concept of biomass energy resources and their classification, types of biogas plant application. Compare solar, wind and bioenergy systems, their prospects, advantages and limitations. Acquire the knowledge of fuel cells, wave power, tidal power and geothermal principles and their applications. The syllabus overview. Module 1 has introduction, solar radiation, measurement of solar radiation. Module 2, solar radiation geometry, radiation flux on a tilted surface, solar thermal conversion. Module 3, performance analysis of liquid flat plate collectors, photovoltaic conversion. Module 4, wind energy, tidal power, ocean thermal energy conversion. Module 5, geothermal energy conversion, energy from biomass and hydrogen energy. The books recommended for reference are Non-Conventional Energy Sources by G.D. Rai, Khanna Publications. Non-Conventional Energy Sources by B.H. Khan, McGraw-Hill Education Private Limited. Before beginning with energy sources, let us understand what is energy. Energy is defined as the capacity for doing work. This capacity is available in nature in various stored forms. The changes, transformations occurring around us are because of this. Let's take some examples. Plants transform to trees, deriving energy from sunlight and water. The figure here is that of a juicer, which is a machine basically using electric energy to do work. The football player is kicking the football utilizing energy obtained by food consumption. Heat energy by burning wood is used for cooking. In all these examples, energy in some stored form is being utilized to do work. Thus, energy is a conserved quantity. The law of conservation states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, it can be transformed. The SI units of energy measurement is joule. 1 joule is equal to the work done by a 1 Newton force acting over 1 meter distance. Energy is also expressed in calorie or watt. 1 kilocalorie is equivalent to 4.186 joule, which is equal to 1.16 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilowatt hour. The total energy of a system is a combination of kinetic energy, which is concerned with the motion of an object, and potential energy, which is related to energy stored in an object. The energy stored is a function of position of the object in the particular field. Energy in the process of transfer from one body to another exists as heat and work done. The figure shows different types of energy: mechanical energy, thermal energy, nuclear energy, chemical energy, electromagnetic energy, gravitational energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, etc. The energy available from primary energy sources is known as raw energy. This energy needs to be transformed to usable form. A energy conversion chart is shown as an example. The energy is designated according to its nature after transformation. Heat transferred is referred as thermal energy. Work done is represented as mechanical energy. Classification of energy sources. Energy sources are classified based on their usage as primary sources, secondary sources, and supplementary sources. Based on traditional use, they are classified as conventional energy sources and non-conventional energy sources. Based on duration of availability, as non-renewable energy sources and renewable energy sources. Based on the applications, commercial energy sources and non-commercial energy sources. Based on origin, they are classified as solar energy, wind energy, hydro energy, nuclear energy, and so on. Energy sources based on usage. Primary sources, these are unconverted or natural raw fuels. They have net supply of energy and a high energy yield ratio. Energy yield ratio is the ratio of energy received from raw energy source to energy spent to obtain the raw energy source. Examples are coal, natural gas, oil, and nuclear energy. Secondary sources are derived from some primary fuel or fuels through chemical or physical processes. The energy for secondary fuels is initially extracted from primary energy sources. They do not provide net supply of energy. Example, solar energy converted to electrical energy using solar cells. Wind energy is harnessed in windmills to produce electricity, etc. Supplementary sources or alternate sources are limited support energy sources. The net energy yield is zero. Investment cost is high. Example, biogas, LED lamps, etc. Conventional and non-conventional energy sources. Conventional energy sources. Energy resources traditionally in use from many decades are referred as conventional energy source. Example, fossil fuels, nuclear and hydro resources. These resources are finite and they cannot be replenished once they are consumed. They are likely to deplete with time. Hence, they are also referred as non-conventional sources of energy. These energy sources are available in market for definite price and are known as commercial energy sources. Non-conventional energy sources. Energy sources considered for large scale use over past few years are referred as non-conventional energy sources. Example, solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, biogas from biomass, etc. These resources are inexhaustible, hence they are called renewable sources of energy. These energy sources are not available in commercial market for a price and are known as non-commercial energy sources. Advantages of conventional energy sources: they are cheaper than non-conventional sources. The storage of these sources is easy and convenient. Even if they are stored for a limited period of time, they do not lose their energy content. These sources are very convenient to use as technology for their conversion and use is universally available. The disadvantages are they generate pollutants. These pollutants degrade the environment and pose health hazard. Carbon dioxide released during the use of these sources is responsible for global warming. Coal is a valuable raw material for industries and it must be conserved as it is available in a limited quantity. There are safety and technical issues when dealing with nuclear energy. Issues like handling of nuclear waste disposal, radioactive radiations if leaked to the environment are hazardous. The raw material, that is uranium, is available in limited quantity. Large hydro reservoirs, they cause deforestation, ecological disturbances like earthquakes, they affect wildlife and also result in dislocation and rehabilitation of human population. Advantages of non-conventional energy sources: they are freely available in nature and they produce very little pollution, thus they are termed as environmental friendly. They are inexhaustible and they have very low gestation period. The disadvantages associated are: these energies are available in dilute form, hence they need to be transformed or converted, which is a costly affair. The energy flow depends on natural phenomena which is beyond human control. Then the transportation of this energy forms is difficult. Also storage of these energy forms is also difficult. Let's have an overview of Indian energy scenario. Coal dominates the energy source in India, contributing to 55% of the total primary energy production. But over years, natural gas utilization has been increased from 10% in 1994 to 13% in 1999. During this same period, there has been a decline in the production of oil as primary energy source from 20% to 17%. India has huge coal reserves which amount to almost 8.6% of the world reserves, which may last to about 230 years in the current reserve to production ratio. India is fourth largest producer of coal and lignite in the world. The coal production is concentrated in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Orissa, Jharkhand, West Bengal. Oil accounts for 36% of India's total energy consumption. India will soon be the third largest consumer of oil in Asia after China and Japan. Presently the production is 32 million ton, whereas the peak demand is of 110 million ton. The oil reserves in India are at Bombay High, Upper Assam, Cambay, Krishna Godavari. Natural gas accounts to 8.6% of India's total energy consumption and the production is 67 million cubic meters per day, whereas the demand is 96 million cubic meters per day. The all India installed capacity of electric power generating stations under utilities was 1,12,581 megawatts as recorded on May 2004. This consists of 28,860 megawatt of hydropower, 77,931 megawatts of thermal power, 2,720 megawatts of nuclear energy and 1,869 megawatts of wind energy for electric production. Nuclear power contributes to 2.4% of electricity generated in India. India has 10 nuclear power reactors at 5 nuclear power stations producing electricity. India has a vast and viable hydro potential for power generation, of which only 15% has been harnessed so far. It is assessed that exploitable potential at 60% load factor is 84,000 megawatts. Let us now discuss about India's energy consumption. The final energy consumption is the actual energy demand at the user end. This is the difference between primary energy consumption and the losses that take place in transport, transmission and distribution and refinement. The table displayed here is a projection of past and projected data of primary energy consumption. We can note that the increase in consumption is at a rate more than 100% from the year 2016 and projected consumption in the year 2040. But the energy share for renewable sources will increase compared to non-renewable resources. This figure is sector-wise commercial energy consumption chart, in which industry has 49% of the share. Thus, energy is essential for economic growth. Increase in energy demand will also improve the GDP of the nation. Alternate energy sources are supplementary sources of energy to the conventional energy sources. Conventional sources are non-renewable and finite sources, and the rate in which they are being consumed, they are about to decline. Secondly, the demand of energy is increasing due to rapid industrialization and population growth, and conventional energy sources are not sufficient to meet the energy demands. The ecological problems posed are the conventional sources like fossil fuels, nuclear source are pollution generating sources which degrade the environment. Hence, their use should be restricted within acceptable limits. In case of hydro power sources, they affect wildlife, they cause deforestation and pose various social problems. In addition to supplying energy, fossil fuels are also used extensively as feedstock for manufacture of organic chemicals. As reserves deplete, the need for using fossil fuels exclusively for such purposes may become greater. That is why we should conserve the primary sources like coal, natural gas, which are driving sources for secondary source. With the consideration of these importance of non-conventional energy sources, we will further discuss various alternative energy sources, their implementation, use and limitations. Thank you.